lottery reported in Hong Kong. And then you may also want to see how different countries are actually tackling the challenges, and then see whether there will be any successful cases. So I guess that would be some of the process that can help you formulate the research question. Always starting with some of the background information that you can search from. Cradle would be one of the really cool tools that you can rely on for finding expert information. So I guess maybe I'm talking a little bit too much for this 15 minutes. So right now I would like to pass the time to you guys, and I really want to try out the Cradle databases. And this time the activity will be letting you guys to go to Cradle and then find any encyclopedia entry that are related to food safety and coronavirus. And then see if you can find any hot debates on the issue. So maybe right now I can also post the hyperlink of Cradle in the chat area so that you guys can actually go inside and take a quick look on that platform. And then after like 4 minutes time, and then we will get back together and then look at the results. Right. Again, if you got any question about Cradle, feel free to ask. And then while we are doing exercise, I can also answer you guys' question. You can open your mic, or you can use the chat area to raise any question that you have so far. All right, 2 more minutes, and then we will get back together, try to explore different features within Cradle. All right, maybe we can take a quick look together. So if I go back to the Cradle platform, and then you can type in the keywords like food safety and then coronavirus. And then all in a sudden, you will be able to see quite a number of good entries on this topic. Let's say for the first one, it's about some independent sources of analysis from researcher, all right, which explore the risk, all right, of spreading the virus through the food industry, because some of the virus may survive in food. But luckily, within the scientific literature, all right, is specifically mentioned that, all right, the evidence suggests the virus seem not to be a risk to food safety at this moment. Right? But it's only just caused some disruption in the food supply chain. All right, so here will be one example, all right, on using Cradle for figuring out some of the key issues, all right, surrounding the areas. So any question about using Cradle so far? If not, then we will move on, right? Now, would Cradle article be considered as a primary research article? Now, what I mean by primary article is the research result that derived from the first-hand research project or experiment. And I guess, okay, how to find the mind map in journal? Okay, I got a question from Vivian. All right, how to find the mind map in journal? Not quite sure about your question, but within Cradle, all right, if all right, the topic that you type in would be real generic, oftentimes, all right, like say, let's say, right, you type in something like a broad topic, right, that would come with the okay, citation button. Okay, for the broad topic, you will be able to see the mind map, but that mind map won't show up in every searches that you have, right? Only for the broad topic. There's a citation button. Can we use directly and copy the link? Okay. For example, one question asked about the entry here, right? You will see that for the Wikipedia entry, or no, for the Cradle references entry, you will be able to find the citation in APA style. Now, as I mentioned that within your research project, all right, for the essay writing, you guys should use some of the primary research article. But unluckily, Cradle would be more like a secondary research sources, because it's mostly summarize all the findings from the research articles from the books, all right, that would mostly not considered to be the primary research sources. But again, within the references or the encyclopedia articles, all right, you will be able to find a lot of cool primary research, all right. And again, from there, once you click on those links, you will also be able to find some of the citation button that you will use. And I will tell you a little bit more later on. So that brings up to the next topic, all right, about finding the primary research for your topic. Again, as I mentioned, all right, encyclopedia would be a really cool tool for you to understand the background information to help you capture different keywords, all right, for your topic, and then develop your research question. Encyclopedia itself may not be the most suitable entry, as you guys have to find the primary research information for your ELC assignment this time. So I guess for finding the primary research, most people, all right, there will be different tools available to you guys. If you are not joining this library workshop, I guess most people would like to search for the research material, maybe from Google or within a particular module like Google Scholar. which allowed you to search for quite a good number of information. All right, but here will be one little problem about using Google Scholar. All right, I guess it's very easy to use. I mean, once you type in the keywords there, it would always allow you to get to a lot of information. But the little problem is if you do not see the full text PDF file available online, oftentimes the result may bring you to some of the publisher website which ask you to pay for like 20, 30 US dollar before you can actually view the whole document. But here would be the little problem for using Google, because not everything will become free of charge. But then if you go to our library system, which is called OneSearch, the main benefit is that you will ensure everything you find in the system would come with a full text, which won't ask you to pay for a penny. At the same time, there will be different filters that can help you get to the top quality information, and I will show you a little bit about the filter later on. And then when you are towards the end of your study in PolyU, right? Let's say you are working on your capstone project in the final year. Sometimes you may also want to get into some of the subject-specific databases. Like, for example, in business, you may use Business Source Complete. For engineering, maybe on IEEE like that. And within the specific database, right, it would allow you to do some really precise search, and then use different subject-specific filters that can help you pinpoint the right research material. But I guess when we are talking about the ELC assignment, using OneSearch would fit into your needs. All right. So within the library's homepage, you will be able to see OneSearch button, OneSearch search box right in the middle. And then within this search, you will be able to locate more than 5.7 million items that are collected by the library. But for your assignment, I guess one or two resources that you have to rely on will be mostly the journal articles or the academic books that are within our collection. So again, for the research, for finding the scholarly books and scholarly articles, maybe I can give you a quick demonstration on how to use our OneSearch system very effectively. So again, within the OneSearch search box, simply type in your keywords, for example, like food safety. Right, and then you can go for search. Now, all in a sudden, you will be able to locate more than 1 million results. But of course, you guys won't have time to read through everything. So here will be some of the tips that can help you pinpoint to your research more quickly. Number one is to use the advanced search feature, right? Search tip number one is to use the advanced search feature, right, which is right over here. Let's say you have already determined your research question. Let's say I would like to look for articles that are on the regulation, on food safety in China, on how to prevent the foodborne diseases, right? So food safety would be one of the most important keywords. For example, the second keyword would be the regulation. And then the third one would be on diseases, right? And then the last one will be within the region that I would like to focus on, which would be China. So as you can see that all the keywords here, right, will be linked with the AND operator, which means that in the result, all these four concepts got to be mentioned at the same time. So if I click on the search, right, you would expect that the number of results should go down, right? Yeah, that's right. Because in the result list, it's got to mention all the key concepts that I type in. And then you can see that the result would be going down from like 1.7 million all the way down to like 100,000 results only, right? But let's say if I really want to filter or pinpoint to some of the more relevant information, I can always limit my search within a particular field. For example, let's say I would like the title of the article or the book that come with the word China, and then also like the title also got to mention about the regulation, right? I can do a search again, right? And then all in a sudden I got like up to 70 results, which is much more manageable. But in some of the situation, all right, your result set only contain a few results, all right, then what should I do? All right, here would be some of the techniques that can help you broaden the result, all right, which is to use the OR operator, all right. Let's say for each of the concept here, you may think of some of the related terms, right? Like let's say for regulation, right? You may type in the keywords like law or legal, something like that, right? So if I use the operator, right, when either one of the terms that are being mentioned show up in the result, then that would bring it up to me. All right. So again, for diseases, all right, you can also think of the synonyms like the illness, all right, or even outbreak, right? So, for example, maybe China, you can think of another terms like mainland, like that, all right? That would help me, capture different synonyms or related terms using the OR operator. When I do a search like that again, you can see that my result, increased from 70 up to like 200 something. Now, but you know that that's not the end of this track, all right? In English word, there will be a lot of different word endings, right? So let's say if I type in the word, all right, the letter like asterisk after a particular letter, T, all right? That would help me capture the word like regulate, regulating, regulations, etc., etc. Right? So this asterisk is quite a magic symbol that can help me capture different word endings of an English word. So again, if you understand the trick, all right, you can always put an asterisk instead of S after disease, right? That can help me capture the both of terms like disease and diseases. Illness, right? Again, you can put asterisk like that, right? So again, for China, put an asterisk, right? Upper end, they can help you capture the word like Chinese and China. If you really want to be more focused, again, you can also put a double quote to wrap up the word like food safety. This double quote is actually what we do a phrase search, which means that in the result, food safety got to be show up as an exact phrase rather than food in the first paragraph and then in the last paragraph is mentioned about safety. So I guess with different techniques here that can help you have a better control on how you get to the right resources. So again, as you can see that I would be able to get to around 300 different results. All right. So again, using this advanced search feature, you can use the AND or an asterisk operator, right, to help you pinpoint to the right material. And then in the result set, here will be some of the other filter that you may use, right, to help you get to the most important material. For example, I can always get to some of the latest research by refining to the publication years. Right, let's say I would like to have the latest 2 years publication, and then at the same time I can also use another filter which is called the book chapters. Right, that would allow me to get to some of the scholarly books that are within our collections. Right, if you don't want to get to the book chapters, here would be another filter that I highly recommend you guys to use, which is called peer review journals. All right, so once you click on the filters, you can apply filters, and then you can be specific to those journal articles that are under peer reviews. So, for example, if you guys don't really understand what's meant by peer review journals, maybe we can get inside and take a look on one of the example here. This is one of the paper, right, written within a journal called Environmental Policy and Law. And then if you really want to get to the full text, all right, simply click on either one of the hyperlink here, and then that would bring you to the database page, which allows you to get to the PDF file of the paper. Now, for those who are not really familiar with the journals articles, right? So here would be one of the example here. Those journal articles are not like the magazines articles that you see from the newsstands. Usually, you won't see any nice photos, graphics, right? And mostly that would be like really dull or boring layout without any interesting photos like that, right? But again, this is actually one of the most critical source in academia, because as you can see that for those journal articles, that would be mostly written by academic staff around the world, usually with a PhD degree, mostly your professors, with years of experience on this kind of research topic. So I guess for the journal articles, that would be also mostly written for the researcher around the world, right? Mostly the professor around the world or the PhD student. All right. As you can see that the information here always come with some of the latest research methodology on how he tackled the research question. All right. So again, within the article, there may be a lot of different experiments that may also come with some of the difficult statistics. If you are not sure about also difficult jargon, whatever, it doesn't really matter. As a year one student, we won't expect you guys will be having a full understanding of the article. So if that's the case, I highly recommend you guys to start off with the 200-word abstract, all right, of the article, which gives you the nice picture on the research question being tackled, what are some of the methods that are being used, and then what will be the research findings, all right? And again, for the as for publishing journal articles, it's not as straightforward as in a newspaper or magazines. Oftentimes, it's got to go through a peer review process, which means that when the researcher finishes his research, he submits the paper to a publisher, and then the publisher will assign and then send the paper to different reviewers who are also the experts on the field to read through the content very carefully. Oftentimes, if the paper is really good enough, then that would go for the publication process. But then in many situations, the reviewer would try to give a lot of constructive feedback to the author, and then he has to make the changes before he can actually get accepted for publication. So with this peer review process, that would ensure the paper being published are top quality with the right research question and some methodology like that. All right. So with this little peer review a filter that would allow you to get to some of the top quality publication, all right, that are being reviewed by the expert. So this is one of the really cool filter that you have to use for finding good quality articles. So yeah, again, within the filter, I mean the publication year or the subject or the filter like peer review journal will be some of the most important steps, all right, or filter that you have to use. The third tips that I would like to go over would be the item record. When you click on the name of the article, again, oftentimes you will be able to see to the export list here. For example, you can always send the output to your email for further review. But there will be one really important button here, which is called citation. All right. I understand that you guys may have to cite the resources of using APA 7 edition, or maybe for engineering students, sometimes you may have to use the IEEE, right? But let's say if you click on the citation style here, right, the citation are actually generated to you guys automatically, right? So you can just copy the citation and then paste it to your clipboard and then copy to your Word document. But remember that this is only a machine-generated citation, which means that it won't guarantee to you 100% correct in terms of the citation format. So let's say here I got one example. Let me go to that hyperlink. So here is another record, all right, from one search. Again, if you go to the citation and then click on the APA 7 to get the text already. But within the APA 7 edition, one requirement is that for the journal article title, except for the first word or some of the proper noun, you have to use the small capital letter, right? Like for this one, prioritizing top health issues, all right? You got to make some changes like that, right? So for all the article title, the words within there, right, except for the first word, and then for the proper noun, you have to use the small capital letter. So you have to see that at the end, I still have to make some minor adjustment before I can make it 100% correct in the APA citation. So that would be the trick here. So any questions so far? If not, I guess I probably talk a little bit too much right now. So maybe I will also leave you guys for a quick exercise. Right now, I would like you guys to work on a quick activities, right? Which is go back to one search again, and then see whether you can find a peer review article related to the research question here. All right. How did other countries tackle food safety challenges of meat and poultry products? So let's say you have to pick up the most important keywords and then link with the and or an asterisk operator, and then use different filter to get to the peer review article. So again, I will give you like 4 minutes time, and then you have to work on the exercise, and then we will get back to check the answer together. In the meanwhile, I will be posting the library website link in the chat box so that you can directly go to our one search system. Again, if you got any question about OneSearch at this moment, feel free to use the chat area to ask or open up your mic, and he will be more than glad to answer you guys' question. All right, I guess most of you should have experienced the search. All right, let me have a little poll. Can you let me know which feature in OneSearch is the most useful to you guys? All right, can you let me know your response by clicking on the choices here? Would it be the key filters like going to the peer review articles, using the advanced search, or using the site feature? I give you like 5 more seconds and for the submission, and then we will look at the result together. So as of this moment, all right, thanks for your response. I guess quite a good number of you think that would be the advanced search, or using an or asterisk, and then followed by the key filters. Seems that the citation is not really recognized as the most important one, right? Yeah, because that won't be 100% correct. I got to admit that. So maybe we can get back to the search together. So again, if you go back to the homepage, click on advanced search, right? For your cases, I guess that would be different keywords that you would definitely find it useful, right? For example, like sorry about that. For example, like the meat or poultry, right? And then in the field, you got to mention about the food safety, right? And then yeah, you can always put a word like that, right? So always start with really primary searches, right? And then you will be able to find quite a number of interesting articles or books, all right? So if you go under the peer reviews articles, right, you will be able to see some of the top results. Again, you will be able to find a lot of interesting articles. For example, this is Salmonella, right, will be one of the frequently mentioned bacteria that are living within the meat that would cause serious disease among the people. So once you figure out all those important concepts, you can always add back to your searches. All right. So again, yeah, this is something how you can use our advanced search to get to the right information. So I guess we have to go very quickly about the citing the references. I guess I've just showed you within one search, right, in the item record, you will be able to find the machine-generated citation. And then I guess for your assignment, that would definitely help a little bit because that would be easy way for you guys to generate the reference. But let's say if you are working for your capstone project, maybe this time you are not using a few references for your assignment, maybe up to like 50, 100. If that's the case, I highly recommend you guys to install a software called EndNote, which is free of charge if you download from our library. So once you download the information, you can always insert different references from different tools or databases, and then create your own EndNote library. And then after the installation, you can also see EndNote 20 will be on top as one of the menu item in your Microsoft Word. So at any given point when you are writing the paper, just insert the cursor and then go to EndNote, and then you can find the references that are being inputted into your EndNote library. Just select the right references and then click on Insert. And then in just a second, you will be able to get to come with the in-text references and then also the end-of-text references. Right. But again, not every machine-generated citation, like from one search or even from EndNote, will be perfect. At the end of the day, you still have to rely on the referencing guides to understand the rules behind, and then make some minor adjustment before you can actually get it perfect. So that would be important. I guess within the actual searches, all right, oftentimes that won't be like a linear process. Oftentimes that would be like a spiral process, which means that after you do the initial search, finding the right articles, you may have to further revise your research question a little bit, and then this process will go further around until you finalize your research, and then you can pick up the right set of literature review. And then it's also more be like ship strolling in the large sea, or like a minor filtering pool of sand. The important point is to get to the golden nugget, you have to scan through document using different filter to find the right information that suits your needs. That would be the situation. So I hope that by today you have already learn some of the tools that can help you find the background information about your topic. Cradle will be one of the recommended tools. And then also use OneSearch to search for the primary research material for your topic. And then using some of the tools, say the machine-generated citation that can help you generate the information for the references. So later on, if you need help, all right, again, within our homepage, you will see a University English Guide that can give you some tips on how to source the right information. At the same time, feel free to contact your faculty librarian. We will be able to arrange a private consultation section to you to go through different information sources to support your research and learning. So that's pretty much about my presentation. And before I go, I would be really appreciate if you can also spend 1 minute time, right, to fill in a quick questionnaire. And then after that, that would be the end of my section, and then I will pass back the time to your instructors, right? So the 1 minute questionnaire will be in the chat area, so that you can click on it and then get to that questionnaire. just 5 to 6 easy questions, and then I hope you can finish it within 1 minute. And again, if you got any question, feel free to ask, and then I will be staying here for a few more minutes. Yep, thank you, Mitchell, for bringing the student to this online section. Yep. Okay, Mitchell, do you have some sort of help? WhatsApp, all right? Within the library website, right? Actually, you also be able to WhatsApp the text question to our inquiry. But mostly this is for general inquiry, and then yeah, would be mostly suitable for using WhatsApp. If this is really subject specific, feel free to contact our faculty librarian. That would be more suitable. Yeah. So any other question that you would like to ask about the library? Right? If not, then I probably pass back the time to Jason, Mitchell, and Sandy. All right, thanks for bringing your student in, and then see what's your arrangement for the later half of your classes.
Right, thank you very much, William.